With support from the Andrea Bocelli Foundation, Celebrity Fight Night came to Italy for the first time in 2014. The following year, in the marvelous Palazzo Vecchio building, the CFN guests found themselves united again in the same spirit. An important mission sustained by the ABF and MAPC with educational projects for the children of Haiti and scientific research for a cure for Parkinson's. For years in America, this charity event historically attracted famous stars in cinema and music, and the funds raised are given to the population of Haiti and to the Muhammad Ali Parkinson's Center. September 2016, Florence. Everything is ready this year to bring a new extraordinary edition of Celebrity Fight Night Italy to life.
This is our third year, and it's easy to say this is the best year, but honestly, the feeling of the camaraderie of the people this year felt the strongest ever.
The first Italian Celebrity Fight Night after the passing of the champion that gave life to this event. A special edition dedicated to the man that battled in the ring more than any other, into the life of Muhammad Ali, the champ.
Celebrity Fight Night is a very important event, and for Muhammad it represented an opportunity to help millions of people.
I believe the collaboration between Celebrity Fight Night and ABF is important because it is a collaboration that was born from a genuine friendship that was created in just a few moments between Muhammad Ali and me.
Andrea was so taken with Muhammad. He loved Muhammad so much. It was just a mutual admiration club.
As with every year, the private jet with the Celebrity Fight Night guests aboard arrives at the Pisa's Galileo Galilei Airport.
The guests have just arrived, just landed, energetic as always. We are directing ourselves towards the Santa Croce Archway, one of the most beautiful churches in Florence.
In the meantime, the preparations for the first gala in the Renaissance cloister of Santa Croce are anxiously awaited by one of the masters of Italian dressmaking, Stefano Ricci.
The atmosphere has been created by the Ricci family, who I thank once again because Stefano and his whole family are always nearby. And every time they are at the head of the organization process, it is a small miracle that everything is realized.
The collaboration between the Master Ricci and Andrea Bocelli is already a solid and winning relationship since the first edition of Celebrity Fight Night. The Bocelli family has invited us for dinner in their Forte dei Marmi residence. This evening, in a brief instant, I was gratified in human terms because, in short, it's always quite a feeling to know a master in a world of masters, perhaps alleged masters I have met. But he is truly as much a master musician as he is a human being. He is a normal person with his feet on the ground who believes in the values that I also believe in. He told me, "We will get along and we will do something together."
Celebrity Fight Night.
Celebrity Fight Night. This journey, this beautiful 3-year-long journey, has brought surprising results. Only 3 years ago, there were 1,100 children that we were assisting with basic street schools. Now, thanks to these 5 evenings of great fun, we have managed to make a difference for 5 communities in Haiti. This year's mission is to continue to guarantee for our 2,550 children access to education access to our schools that are not just schools, but have become true community centers. It's always important to strike a balance or ask oneself what the positive aspects are, what we have obtained from every new initiative we have undertaken, above all organized by the Foundation. The most wonderful part is people's contributions of friends, neighbors, and strangers that are asking to be there and to participate during these days that are for us very important.
The third Italian edition of Celebrity Fight Night is ready to begin. The guests and stars are ready to experience an exclusive night.
I'm very happy to be here in Italy. Even though I'm an Italian American, this is my fatherland. My father's family hails from Italy, from Bernaldo and Naples, but to be in Florence in particular, which is the cradle of the Renaissance of art with Michelangelo and Da Vinci, I can't help but be overwhelmed with pride and magic, but to also be here with this important charity means a lot because of what Mr. Andrea Bocelli is doing and Lonnie Ali is doing for Parkinson's and also for research for the blind and to help. It just makes it extra poignant, so I'm very happy to be here.
The first host of this edition is Natasha Stefanenko.
Now, I'm thrilled to welcome on stage a remarkable man who needs no presentation. It is thanks to him that Celebrity Fight Night has come to Italy. The real star of Italian Celebrity Fight Night, Andrea Bocelli. Ciao, Andrea.
Hi to everybody. Thank you to be here. It's an honor and a big pleasure to sing for you. But tonight, I want to invite a big friend of mine. He's a great artist, people that discovered my voice. Zucchero.
Zucchero and Andrea Bocelli.
It is always exciting, as our American friends say, to know that every year old and new friends accept the invitation to participate, including Zucchero, who has seen, as we say, who gave the kickoff to Andrea's career. And this evening I am on the stage along with the singer who was at the beginning of it all.
I was working on Miserere, on the piece, to present to Pavarotti, and I was in a studio near Modena, and they had me meet, indeed, this guy. We tried right away to search and put together this audition, and it was immediately right, in the sense that besides having a tenor voice, he also had the swing that others didn't have. Presented for the first time Miserere to the first Pavarotti and friends in Modena. With Pavarotti there was Sting, there was Lucio Dalla, Brian May, and many others. The impact, the reaction of the crowd was incredible. It is difficult not to love him here, I believe. Above all, by the crowd that finds in Andrea a way to sing committed music. Classical music in a way, we say, from current times. Fresher, more modern.
Everybody's got to learn sometime.
I remember that after the concerts, we went to have dinner at a restaurant. And if there was a piano, I would ask him always for a bit, a piece of the interlude of the Cavalleria Rusticana, because every time that he did it, for me, those notes, I was there, they gave me goosebumps.
Like lemon drops away above the chimney tops. That's where you...
It is only the beginning. Great artists like the famous record producer David Foster, the violinist Carolyn Campbell, and the winner of the American Voice Jordan Smith are bringing magic to this evening.
Celebrity Fight Night is my favorite type of performance because the performances and the musicians are all like the best in the world, and yet everyone's coming together for good. And so it's the ultimate way to perform. The ultimate, way to be a musician is to love what you do and love why you're doing it. Andrea to me is more than a musician. He's an artist and also a beautiful person, and you can feel that in everything that he does, in the way that he walks onto stage. His presence is magical.
Well, there is a surprise. Better yet, a revelation. The true star of this CFN evening is still oblivious to what is going to happen on stage.
Let me explain, because I was at Andrea and Veronica's house last night, and Andrea's son, Matteo, who's 18, sang so unbelievably great. And I just asked Andrea if he would get Matteo to sing tonight, and Andrea said no. So I don't know. I'm gonna go ask him, okay? You talk to the people while I go ask him, okay? in Italian. Okay?
No. David is crazy, absolutely crazy. Everyone knows it. But okay, Matteo, you have 2 minutes to think if you want to sing or not, right?
So last night I was there backstage with my dad, while he was there singing through the end of the piece, and I see David Foster, who gets up and goes to talking to my father's ear. No. I said, "You're going to see that now David Foster." I said, "You're going to see that now David Foster is going to say to my dad, going to ask my dad if I could go up on stage to sing." And I said, "No, David, please don't make me do this."
I've watched this child grow up since he was a baby, and I've seen the influence that his father, Andrea, has had on him, and what a good student he is, and how much he absorbed just by being in the house of Andrea Bocelli, plus his own work ethic and just the way he was raised, by his mom and by Andrea and Veronica, 3 parents that have done such a great job.
It's interesting if he sings without the microphone. It's more interesting, believe me.
And after he told me, "Now though, you have to do it if you sing without a microphone." Without a microphone? In the open, in front of all the singers that have sung with a microphone. Then I said, "You will be able to hear the difference." And instead, then Dad attacked the piano. My greatest passion is opera. And for a year, I'd say I began studying a bit at home with my dad. Let's see, when we will get there, because I inevitably would love to try to sing.
He called him on stage by surprise, but truly by surprise. I was so touched by the fact that he had accepted, because he had to overcome his extreme shyness. He put his all in it and took the stage. He did an incredible job, and our guests were happy. His father had decided to turn off the microphone because his voice is famous for its strength, and then he did it.
The first night has concluded. Our guests were enraptured by the music of the grand stars and by the splendor of the location. Above all, Lonnie Ali. During the time in which they approached me for Celebrity Fight Night, then all of Andrea Bocelli's guests in this fundraising operation, I sought to approach these guests, these figures in the Florentine handicraft world. a world that is nearly unchanged over the last 5 centuries. Since the Renaissance, why my engravers have the same instruments that were used by engravers from 500 years ago. A silly moment this year was that I apologized because it is so old here, and they smiled because they appreciate the excellence of this way of living, that it is a privilege that we are Florentines. One of the most anticipated nights of CFN Italy is surely the White Party at Casa Bocelli. But this year, Andrea and Veronica have reserved a special surprise. The guests will be welcomed in an exceptional location, Lajatico, the town in which Andrea spent his childhood.
Finally, Lajatico. I would say Andrea was the main reason of this shift, as we would say, from the night at Casa Bocelli to Lajatico. He wanted it with all his might, and he was right.
My family arrived here in La Sterza and acquired this house in 1831. In this era, my family, my ancestors, lived here at La Sterza where I was born and raised, which for me, in short, is the heart of everything. I came from childhood because I came here from my first horse as a child, then another, and then another still. Now my father, after many years, has decided to reconstruct it, to make it new again, because he has this amazing passion for horses. It is the place where they come to recharge their batteries, where I come to relax and find the energy again that is spent on the road all across the world. The memories are plenty. And they are also linked to my family because I went there with my grandfather. The time is past, the time is not there anymore. Being here for me is to be able to relive it, a bit like replaying it on my side. This place is called Poggioncino because it is a knoll, and just below there is my grandparents' house, of my grandmother Eddie and my grandfather Sandro, where my father was then born. My father has a great passion for soccer, and in particular is a great fan of Inter. And from this video, you can see that he wears the Inter shirt, the old Inter jersey. But before arriving at Casa Bocelli, the CFN travelers are greeted with an aperitif in a magical place, suspended in time. The Theater of Silence. The Theater of Silence is a bit of a bizarre idea that came from an architect, our friend from Lajatico, that was embraced also by my brother, who is an architect as well, and has overseen the time and energy spent on the creation of this spellbinding place, where there is silence for 364 days a year and comes alive one time, just one day.
Che si anima una volta sola.
It is a spectacular place because it's not just a blob of cement. It is a truly enchanting place where one breathes air of peace, of serenity.
And for the aperitif, the atmosphere was magic. The arrival of Andrea on horseback, the rearing, just made it like a circus.
The evening is ready to begin. The doors of Casa Bocelli have been opened, and the night was staged by the architect Bartolini and sponsored by GVM di Gualtiero Vanelli, a great family friend, artist, Tuscan entrepreneur, supporter of the Bocelli Foundation. On the stage, glittering with light installations, great voices from the international scene will perform, including the host, ready to give the welcome to Andrea Bocelli.
I'm very proud and honored to have you here, because here in this place, I have many, many, many wonderful memories. Many times I have also sang here. This place. Couldn't believe that after years, people could come from America just to listen to me.
This is a night I'll never forget. It was a total surprise to both of us, and it happened to fall on my birthday, which is in December, and the doorbell rang at our home, and I opened the door, and there was Andrea and Veronica and some friends, and I was taken aback. I just couldn't believe it was him at the door, because I had listened to this man sing forever. Muhammad was sitting in his recliner, and Muhammad was blown away. He couldn't believe that Andrea Bocelli had come to see him. I mean, here was this famous, world-renowned singer whose music is like honey, is like, I can't tell you what it does for your soul to listen to him, to hear his music. And Andrea was so taken with Muhammad. He loved Muhammad so much. And it was just a mutual admiration club. And he even sang happy birthday to me. So I was very special that night. But, I think they both were just, glowing in each other's auras, because Muhammad was very happy and Andrea was very happy, but it meant a lot to Muhammad that Andrea, who he knew was very busy, took time to come see him.
I believe the collaboration between CFN and ABF is important because it is a collaboration that was born from a genuine friendship that was created in just mere moments between Muhammad Ali and me. When I discovered, I went to find him at home, and I discovered that he listened to my music just as I had followed his feats in the boxing ring. And that for me was wonderful to know about doing something for a foundation that operates to attempt to resolve that which has been his real-life problem, his real-life struggle, the struggle against Parkinson's.
With great emotion and joy, and these are Veronica's words, and she's so right, we are giving Nicolas Cage the Andrea Bocelli Award, filled with gratitude and sincere affection. Nicolas Cage!
Thank you, Veronica and Andrea Bocelli. Thank you, Mrs. Ali, for this invitation to participate in the good work that you do to help others. Omnia ab uno, all from one. This is my belief. The work you are doing here in the spirit of charity, I believe, is the symbolic gesture of that understanding. And I thank you once again for including me in this quest to help our brothers and sisters who are fighting Parkinson's, and to help our brothers and sisters in Haiti who are oppressed with corruption, poverty, and AIDS.
We've been awake for a while now.
Well, every year the White Party at Casa Bocelli saves some big surprises. The friends of Andrea are to give life to a dream. From Reba McEntire to Colby Calais and Peter Cetera, from Brian McKnight to Nile Rodgers. Music is the true hero of this night.
1, 2, freak out! Listen, say shake, freak out! Freak out! Listen, say shake.
At our house, it was incredible to be able to have a lineup of artists on stage that only David could put together, because David is number one. He is everyone's friend. He is the person whom everybody wants to do a favor for. They want to say yes.
We are family.
Come on, everybody.
I got all my sisters with me. We are family. Get up, everybody, and say, we are family.
I think that it is nice to know that Andrea loves riding horses at night. So while all our friends left for Florence, our Andrea left not knowing where he was going, not knowing when he would return, but he just left in the night on horseback, just like he's been doing since childhood, because this is his passion.
The trip continues. The third day on board a Frecciarossa train reserved for the event by the luxury brands Piccini Brothers and Mikimoto, the friends of CFN leave at sunrise. Destination Venice.
Once arrived in Venice, we had the opportunity to visit Venice with an almost surreal calm. Enjoying the fact that our gondolas accompanied us through the waterways of marvelous Venice, we arrived there where they welcomed us with the typical Venetian masks that cannot be missed, the many characters that have made Venice famous.
During the exclusive sales in Palazzo Pisani Moretti, everything is ready for a special lunch, sponsored by Fregoli Luxury Bags.
We knew Jimmy Walker, who is one of the organizers, and he experience sounded like it would be very worthwhile. And again, we knew the cause was good, so we decided to do it.
I'm here because my husband has Parkinson's disease, so it's very personal to us to support this Celebrity Fight Night cause.
It was strictly by fluke that the Muhammad Ali Parkinson Center began. Muhammad was attending a Celebrity Fight Night event in Phoenix, but it was a very small event. And after about the third or fourth year, Jimmy Walker, who was the CEO, asked Muhammad, is there a charity here in the Valley that you would like us to donate money to? Because Muhammad never took money for coming to these charity events. So we had a good friend over at St. Joe at Barrows Neurological Institute who was a Parkinson's specialist, and we decided that we would put the money over there. And after several years of accumulating that money, Dr. Abe Lieberman decided that maybe we should create the Muhammad Ali Parkinson Center. So we did, and it was just a little area within the hospital, believe it or not, that was on a short hallway with 3 or 4 examining rooms. Now it is a whole floor of the hospital that is beautifully equipped with, I can't tell you, I don't really know how many examining rooms there are. There must be at least 20 or 30. And this would never have been possible had it not been for Celebrity Fight Night and the support that we get from people all over the world.
We like to think that at least some of these lunches by now are experienced a bit like a school trip, a jolly school trip where also those who are normally accustomed to the tight pace, because life imposes this on us, suddenly it's like saying, I'm at the mercy of an organization that is taking us on the gondolas, that is accompanying us, ensuring that our brains can be switched off. Getting off the gondola, they dropped us at Piazza San Marco, and we had the opportunity to truly indulge in all the Venice that one might not ever have time to experience.
Coming to the Celebrity Fight Night, I hoped that I would make relationships that would help to further a lot of the causes that I work on and Bocelli Foundation works on. It's been a wonderful couple of days. The hospitality, the friendly discussions, and of course, what we're seeing as well.
It's true, that is, all these great celebrities, all these things that revolve around them all seem very futile, but conversely, that's not the case. Because these people are truly involved and donate with their hearts and do these things with their hearts, which is very beautiful, and I'm very happy to be part of it.
The Voices of Haiti project offers the possibility for Haitian children to discover and cultivate their own talents. A chorus of youth voices will join Andrea Bocelli in New York.
Everyone knows Andrea, our children know Andrea. They are preparing to sing their songs. We have a beautiful choir that will debut with him in 1 week in New York. You can't imagine the joy of the children and their families to know that thanks to the time dedicated to singing and music on this particular project, they will have the chance to leave their country for the first time, come to know new situations and other realities, and come back with renewed force. All this that we have been doing today truly gives the opportunity to think that these children are somewhat like our children. And I think that Andrea and Veronica feel exactly this every day.
Art, music, and solidarity make CFN an event unique to the world. But there's a special evening awaiting all the guests and international press. It is the Palazzo Vecchio Gala.
We are preparing for this big day because undoubtedly the day of the gala evening is the day in which we put all our energy. This being because obviously it is the day where there is the real show, where the real Andrea concert is performed, with the master Zubin Mehta that all these years has been by our side and arrives from somewhere across the world for this evening. David Garrett, incredible musician, incredible violinist, has accepted our invitation and we are happy. And just as with Carly Paoli and Maria Leida that tour the world with Andrea, we had the pleasure of hearing Il Pescatore di Perle, which is one of Andrea's favorite works, a duet with the baritone Gianfranco Montresor.
For the Celebrity Fight Night guests, the doors to the Uffizi Gallery are opened. A reserved visit before the aperitif on the terrace that dominates the city.
We will have the opportunity to have the aperitif right on the terrace that faces the square. It will be beautiful to see from above all the friends that support us from the square as well, because this is the nicest thing about the event. Everyone wants to be here.
A long red carpet flanked with flashes and applause welcomes the stars, and among them, a special star, the Queen Rania of Jordan, the undisputed honoree of the evening.
Above all, the Queen, who will be honored tonight, and will be the Queen of the evening, the godmother of the evening, as well as with Lonnie, the dear Lonnie, an exceptional woman that in all these years has been with us, demonstrating so much affection and love that can be given to your man, to your family, to your mission.
Everything is ready. The audience trembles. The gala evening, sponsored by the Florentine Maison Hermano Cervino, promises an exclusive spectacle in honor of Muhammad Ali, to be conducted by Milly Carlucci.
I am the king of the world! Hold it. you're not that pretty. I'm a bad man.
Go the distance, you can run the mile, you can
Muhammad Ali, ladies and gentlemen, an athlete, a legend, a man that we will never forget. Good evening, everybody.
The world has the fortune, once in a while, to see the birth of someone truly special. When you lose him, you feel impoverished. But the good thing is that these great people leave us something, always. There is a heredity that can be preserved, not only in the heart, but brought forward with our actions, and that is what needs to be done.
Muhammad Ali è stato un eroe per me.
Muhammad Ali was a hero for me, for my entire generation, for the generation before, because he was a great hero for my father. And he became a hero also for the following generation. My children, for example, have loved, known, and loved Cassius Clay, also known as Muhammad Ali, through my stories, through the films that he left us, and above all, through his great spirituality.
Muhammad Ali, and he was my friend for 30+ years, and he's greatly missed, but he will never be forgotten. And just for the record, they don't make him like him anymore, not like Muhammad Ali.
I've known Muhammad since I was 6. He actually lived across the street from my parents, and so I sort of grew up with Muhammad. He's 15 years older than me, he was. So he was larger than life. He was, he was a big brother, he was a friend, he was a mentor, he was my husband, he was everything.
Ali was the celebrity. Ali was the guy that when I was a kid, I was told that I could be like Muhammad Ali. And of course, that was a big inspiration for me because I was that kid. I was a poor kid and came from a very humble background. And I was told that I could be great like Muhammad Ali. And so that was the inspiration for me to that hope that I need to be better.
Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee, and be graceful as you can in the world. And when you need to, and you're dead. And that was his mantra. And the thing about Muhammad is that he was such a soft man outside the ring. And he cared so much about the world and about humanity that he floated like a butterfly for most of his life.
Ali was not only the greatest boxer of all time, he was not only a legend that everyone celebrated, he was also, and above all, a man with heart and brains.
I wouldn't be on this stage this evening if it were not for him. And it was really his lifelong humanitarian efforts all over the world that provided me the opportunity to work by his side and see firsthand the Ali effect. Muhammad's inspiring effect on people everywhere, in every community, country, and culture.
It feels sort of the same, I mean, he feels like he's still here. And he's watching over everything and shepherding over everything. And of course, Lonnie, this is her first trip to Italy. And that was a very special moment when she gave her speech, which was just so heartfelt. And, theirs was a great love affair. Muhammad is watching over this foundation. He's watching over Andrea Bocelli, and that'll never change.
He leaves a big void in my life and in his children's lives. But, he meant the world to all of us. When we cried, the world cried.
Lonnie Ali has touched the audience, continuing to maintain the values of Muhammad and the spirit that has marked CFN over these last few years. Muhammad Ali has taught the world how to fight against Parkinson's. He has shown us to fight for life. And to maintain this fight, together with Andrea Bocelli and his wife Veronica, there is another distinguished guest, the Queen, Queen of Jordan.
Florence was one of my favorite cities in the world. That's because she is so much more than just a beautiful city. She's the cradle of the Renaissance, that watershed moment in our shared history that redefined how we relate to art, music, and culture. A time when art and artists were celebrated for how they expressed the beauty of the natural world and man's place within it. We are in that moment, and our world desperately needs a new Renaissance.
It's now the auctioneer Alexander Gilks' turn.
Ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening to you all. It is now live auction time. It is the moment when each of us plays our part.
The unforgettable moment of the auction in the Palazzo Vecchio also this year expects works from collections like a restored Ferrari with artistic touches, a marble piano by the artist Gualtiero Vanelli, a painting by Romero Britto, and you can't miss an Arab horse of indisputable value. The most awaited moment has arrived. Andrea Bocelli, one of the most beloved voices in the world, is here to perform along with artists of great caliber, David Garrett, Carli Paoli, and Gianfranco Montresor, accompanied by the orchestra Maggio Fiorentino. Directing this concert, his great friend, Maestro Zubin Mehta.
Andrea, not only a friend of mine, but for so many people who love music and who play music and who are professional musicians, he is such a special character, such a special person, and a great musician. Music has a great role because it brings parts of the world and it unites. And if you have a great cause, it is a wonderful thing to bring as many people together as possible.
For Americans, he is truly an idol, and you can see this from the type of response that is given by the guests. Because it is not for everyone to come to Italy for an event of solidarity. So many famous American people, as well as famous figures from across the world in show business, in the world of industry, finance, they believe in this, they invest in this, and you see it with your own eyes.
I hope you had a beautiful time in my Tuscany, in this wonderful city, and I hope you had a beautiful moment also with me, with the Maestro Mehta and this wonderful orchestra and choir. Thank you to be here, and thank you very much.
The trip is about to conclude. To host these guests in this luxury experience before the final gala dinner will be the Maison Ferragamo in the prestigious and historic rooms of his family museum. The participation of Salvatore Ferragamo in Celebrity Fight Night is rich in significance. Certainly because it is happening in Florence. I believe it is a privilege for the city. An extraordinary occasion to make known among people so sensitive, so attentive to human values. A city that has continually produced excellence over time.
Celebrity Fight Night.
Above all, Celebrity Fight Night is a great example for what is behind such feelings as pathos. Palazzo Corsini the final exclusive location that will host our travelers.
Today we are at Palazzo Corsini, donated by the princess and her family. We are happy to have guests in their care in this marvelous place that faces the Arno River. Three-star chefs will cook for us. We will see who of them will win. To say joking that every time that they compete for charity, it is the best race there could be. We will have the pleasure and honor tonight of having Elisabetta Canalis on stage.
David Foster couldn't miss giving his touch to the gala closing. By his side, his friends, the great stars of this edition of CFN.
He's not just the most beautiful Italian voice in the world. I would say he's the most beautiful voice in the world. Andrea Bocelli!
Andrea is one of the very few Italian singers that is famous in the US. And indeed, every time that he comes to the United States, any location he holds a concert in is sold out. I am always there. It takes you through undescribable emotions.
Maria, Maria, Maria.
I want to thank Andrea and Veronica for having me involved. It has been a beautiful gift on the 12th of September, the day of my birthday. I hope to have given them a gift as much as they have given a gift to me. We won't tell her, but we will celebrate her.
This third edition has come to a close. The CFN travelers have lived a unique and unforgettable experience in art, music, and solidarity. A common spirit that every year joins the mission of one of the most exclusive humanitarian events in the world, a mission shared by Andrea Bocelli and Muhammad Ali. When the music encounters tenacity, and when love feeds hope in the eyes of children in Haiti and those suffering from Parkinson's.